Been in executive session talking about salaries and personnel in public defense. Any comments?
I'll state my position. I'm okay with the department moving money around to satisfy this, because to me, us to lay down the law and not allow some flexibility, and I realize it's technically day one of the proposed budget, but we had that discussion earlier, we canceled it, and then we came back to this. To me, we're okay, because we're still spending the money in the direction that we told the taxpayers we were gonna spend it on. I would, if we go forward with this, I would propose that we remove the position in question that we're gonna use to fund this, and hold the funds for some potential conflict funding down the road.
Can we use grant money? Is it grant money?
Well,
This-
so the way this, sorry, you don't want
No, go ahead.
The way it was proposed is there's $70,000 in the public defender's budget.
Mm-hmm.
We could, how I envisioned it is we would use the $24,220 if all of those, at the top portion are approved, to cover those people's extra amounts, and then the $18,160 for the grant positions would come from the formula assistant grant. So we would use the grant money to cover the grant positions, and we would use the public defender county money to cover the top portion. So if you wanted to absolutely get rid of that line item, then we would just reduce the budget for that $46,000 and have a budget reduction, or we could just have those dollars unspent.
Well, so we couldn't use them for conflict?
Or we could move them down to the Office of Conflict budget and give that extra $46,000 there.
Okay, that's the direction I'd like to travel. And the other issue that I have is the stipends for the people that we talked about, those three. I would be against that, just because we're not going down that path again, and none of the other people that are at the top of their thing got more than a stipend this year. They got the COLA, and that's where we're at. So to me, that's being consistent across the board as much as we can go. So that's kind of where I'm at.
So if I understand what you said correctly, you are okay with moving the funds as far as salary, because it's still within the same area, but no stipends.
That is correct.
And I would agree with that.
And then are you comfortable with what I talked about, using the additional funds, taking the position away and using those
Yes.
funds as potential conflict funds
Yeah.
as the year progresses? Any comments from Chair?
Well, I'm against changing things 100% right now. I'm not having offices come in this year, changing where we said the monies were going. Because this won't be the only office. It'll come in and say, well, I didn't hire this person, so I want to take that money and I want to do this with it. And all of it affects us down the road.
Can we do a disclaimer that because this department anticipates not being in the FY25 budget, that's why it's being approved? And
Now,
no
you can make
other-
any motion.
No
He
other-
can make any motion he wants.
No other departments or funds can make that statement.
Well, Jeff can make any motion he wants. Or John.
I like Jeff's motions.
All right, so I will move, Mr. Chair, I will move that we accept the request as put forth by Mr. Martinez, with the exceptions. Number one, we do not grant the stipend requests for the three individuals. Number two, that we remove the position from the office and take the remaining funds and apply them to the conflict defender office. And I'm going to leave it at that.
So we have a motion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Aye. Okay?
And then Dave, if you'll get with Brian on the
Time.
exceptional placement,
Okay.
why the steps were.
Why the steps are done?
Yeah.
Memo,
You just want a letter?
memo similar to what we've done before.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, thank you, Dave.
Thank you.
All right. Are you representing Steve, or is he coming in?
I'm not.
I'm not representing Steve.
Well, in this capacity, for this meeting, but.
Do you want me to do my open budget while we're waiting for Steve?
Okay,
Or
this,
do you want to do something else?
well, we have the one, I didn't know that lady, what she was with.
She was
but
just the reporter.
Discussion property tax exemption request, and this is for the temple?
Oh, excuse me.
So, all right, let's go back into executive session.
Mr. Chair, I'd move that we enter executive session under Idaho Code 74-2061, prim A and B, personnel.
Commissioner Crowder,
Yes.
Commissioner Mitchell,
Yes.
Commissioner Hopper.
Yes. I almost had that memorized.
All right, you're up, Steve.
Good morning.